welcome to today's video. And today I find myself back up in Scotland, which is a bit of a surprise as I was only up here 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, work calls, and so I've got to come up. So I thought I'd come up a day or two early because one, I can gate crash my parents as they're up here on a caravan holiday, so I'm able to spend some time with them over the weekend. I'm going to meet up with John McKenna later on today, and we're going to sort of search out a few sort of lesser known spots. But yesterday was great because we went out and explored the area. I was able to take my camera and I was able to make a few images while out with the parents. So I'd like to share them with you now, and then we'll get on with the rest of the video. Well, I've just had to pull over just quickly because I saw this shed in the meadow here, and it's got this beautiful dying tree next to it as well. Now, I did start my sort of like sequence around the front of the building because I thought that looked quite nice, but what I did see now is, if you can see, this rain cloud has gone over me and it's over in the distance now, and because the sunlight's coming up from behind, it's lighting this up lovely. Now, I was trying to include this tree in the background, but I kind of like to simplify the shot and just use this red barn and the dying tree that's next to it with the dark clouds in the distance. Really sets it off from the background. So there'll possibly be a couple of shots coming up, but let me know which one you like. Right, on this little section, we've just been driving along this road, and it's I think basically in this section of the video we're just going to be jumping in and out of the car, and everything's just 2 seconds away, or 2 footsteps should I say, from the road, which is just running along here. Now, I've just found this beautiful old building just sat here. Now, all the rain from this morning has kind of all gone away, but is kind of gathering rather moodily over in the distance there. So I'm not sure which way is it going. Yeah, it's coming towards us. So I'm going to try and make the most of this as we can. But I just really loved the way the sun is just glinting off the top of this roof, and it's just giving that sort of extra bit of depth to the image in my mind. So I've brought myself on this side. It's a little bit more picturesque on the other side, but I thought for the minute I'll just try this end because you've got all this lovely texture and stuff in the gable end. You've got all the old stonework where it hasn't been whitewashed here, and I'm just making use of the foliage and the grasses which are being backlit just in front. Now, again, I'm having to sort of do a bit of a bracket again because we're dealing with the shadow and the light and what have you, and I want to try and pick up those stormy clouds in the background and really add some mood to the image. Now, I do think these images are going to be black and white at the moment. In my mind, I'm shooting black and white. Whether I keep the colour, I don't know, because there isn't a huge amount of colour in this image, but there's a lot of texture, there's a lot of dynamic range, and that's what's making me think black and white. Now, the building is white on the opposite side. It's been whitewashed because it's roadside. I guess it needs to look a bit prettier. So I'm going to go on the roadside and try and take some images on that side. But in this little collection, hopefully, you've got 2 or 3 to share with you.
Well, after driving around for a few hours and witnessing some truly spectacular landscapes, something rather special was waiting for me just around the corner. Well, I wasn't sure which one of these three images I liked the best, so over to you and leave a comment below.
It's a hard life being a landscape photographer. He looks really keen. So how many Pokemons have you got now? Well, you can see I've met up with John and we are currently being eaten alive, as you can probably see, and this is the first tryout of these this net. I'm not sure if I've got the right gauze size because I'm still having been intruded upon at the moment. But anyway, I think it's going to be a very short video today because I can't put up with this for too long. We just found this lovely old gatehouse or something like that. So what I'm basically trying to do with this one quickly before we get eaten too much is I've kind of set myself up nice and low on this one, just to take into consideration this nice log going in up to here, just a lead-in line going in to the lodge. So yeah, I think I might try and stick to black and white again today, as the other pictures you might have seen earlier in the video. So yeah. So yeah, and I've put some of this spray stuff on as well, just as a change of subject. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see whether this spray works, and I might endorse it, I might not at the end of this video, but so far I think it's working okay. Yeah, dear me, it's going to be a long one, I think. Taking himself around the other side where I was just now. We're not going to stay here, we're not going to hang around here too long at all. Now on this side I think he was making a bit more use of some of the foreground elements, broken log and what have you. So what I thought I might do, rather than sort of try and nab his compositions, I'll sort of move myself around. Now I don't know whether he's got this side, I wasn't paying too much attention, but what I've done is I've come right up in underneath this tree. Basically, I just want that gradient between the dark going off into the light of the ruin. You've got all the grasses that are showing up yellow, and you've got a bit of yellow tingeing going on behind in the tree running down on the left-hand side, and you've got the yellows and stuff going on with the grasses and what have you going into there. So that's going through into the light in my mind. So I know I thought I was trying to keep everything black and white, and that might still be the case, but I just want to keep some colour in mind as well while I swallow another family of these midges. I think we're going to be moving on pretty soon.
Well, after feeling defiled and well feasted upon, it was time to go further downstream and see what else we could find.
Okay, well, we're just kind of outrunning the midges at the moment. We've just taken a little walk, followed the river along a little bit actually, and we've come across this bothy, as you can see. We've got a nice tree on the left and to the right of it, and there's also this sort of like gangway leading up to it. Now I'm thinking at the moment you've got the contrast between the dark greens and the whites. If we keep the picture in black and white, again I've got the black and white head on at the minute, so it might not work out that way, but that's what we're thinking at the moment. Not a lot we can do with the background. If you can see in the background there are some beautiful mountains in there, but the clouds have come down really low at the moment, so I think we're expecting a bit of rain. But I think we've got a shot here. I just like all the components are there. You've got the leading lines and all that sort of stuff. The trees are there filling up the grey skies, so yeah, I think we got a shot there.
That's it for another video. Thanks to John for coming out with me once again. If you'd like to smash that like button, and we'll do all this again next time. Bye for now.
All right, I'll start that again. No, I won't. Oh, man. Okay. Right. So what I'm doing in this shot, I'll start that again. John's gone and made himself, okay, so I've just brought myself around this side after swallowing a load of midges. John's taken himself around. He's basically swapped the ends. And so, Take 3. Okay.